Hello, everyone. My name is FitzgeraldStephens. Thank you for joining me with another edition of Find Ways to Win. I want to talk to you guys about a subject of let your words be few and your actions scream. Let your words be few and your actions scream. Words are simply telegraphing to people what you're proposing to do. And for the most part, people are going to keep you at your word, provided that you have a reputation of keeping your word, or even if they don't know you, you said something, and many people expect you to hold yourself to it. They expect you to do what you say you're going to do. That's called integrity. That's called honesty. That's called character. Especially when you're able to deliver. But often after that, they're expecting you to do what you say. I want to talk to you guys about the latter part of that. Let your actions scream for you. Don't be so quick to divulge information. I mean, it's okay to paint a picture with your words. I know if you're looking to expound upon your vision, especially if people who follow you. Hey, they want to know the direction you're going. They want to know your plan, and then after that, they want to see you executing that plan. And after that, they want to see the actions of that plan. Your actions got to scream, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'd rather work with an individual who is quiet and produces results and produces the actions that they have said, as opposed to keep talking about what they're going to do, what they're hoping to achieve, and what they should be achieving, and how much they've done in the past, and how much success they've had. I hate to break your bubble. Nobody really cares of that on the grand scheme of things. People want to see what you're doing. People want to see your work screaming. Is your work showing progress? Is your work showing forward motion? Is your work showing overcoming? Is your work showing success? Is your work screaming so much that people don't even concern themselves about what you said? They're simply concerned themselves about what they're seeing, what you're producing, what you're realizing, what you're making coming to happen with your action. If you want to galvanize people, if you want to draw people, investors or supporters, to your plan, to your visions, man, they got to see action. They got to see the results being accomplished, results being realized on a consistent basis. Man, they have to do that. There's too many ringmasters out there, too many people out there talking what they're going to do, what they're fin to do, what they hope to do, and what results they can deliver. I tell you what, just keep your mouth closed and let your actions shout to the rooftop. Ultimately, that's what you're looked upon. That's how you're judged and how you observe what an individual is able to produce. I've said that many a time. The world looks to judges you on a number of criteria, but one of the main key criteria they do judge you on is that rather the world judge you on is simply this: are you producing or are you not? Are you getting the job done or are you not? Are your actions bringing forth growth, positivity, breakthrough, dominance, or are they not? And if you are not doing that, man, your words don't mean nothing. Your words don't cut it. I mean, there's a time and place for it, but some of the most successful people often practice that. They have the ability to keep their mouth shut. They have ability to just let the results do the talking for them. Let the results do the screaming for them. Let the results defining them to others, to people who are supporting them, to even their enemies. Results are what matters. So when your actions are screaming, you don't have to tell anybody you the man or you the woman, or you're able to get this done, or you're going to do this. They can look at your actions to see. And especially if you have built a track record of becoming a producer, or a track record of constantly being a winner by what you do, or your actions are saying that you are taking steps to correct an error and you're moving towards more positive actions, or that's going to correct that area. You are going to be looked at with respect, admiration, and even sometimes envy. You have to get that through your head. Your actions got to scream to the rooftop. I produce. I get things done. I'm a winner. That person is a winner. He or she, they produce. Their actions are saying much more than their words ever could. As a matter of fact, that individual doesn't talk very much. They just up there. You just always see them grinding. You just always see in them work. You always see them disciplined in their lives. They don't have time for frivolous activities that don't push them towards where they're trying to go. They don't have time for frivolous associations that are detrimental to the man or woman they're trying to be, or detrimental to the goal that they're trying to accomplish. No sir, no ma'am. They're out there getting it. They're out there letting their results shout and scream, and people are going to hear your results much clearer and much louder than your words could ever speak for them. Why is that? Because talk is cheap. It really is. It really, really is. People want to see your production. You should want to see your production. You should be known as a person like, hey, I'm confident in my ability to get out there and produce. I'm confident in my ability to stay focused, to keep the goal and keep the task and to keep the purpose right in front of me and then others at all times. And I'm comfortable putting my head down, putting my hands to the plow, and getting to work. Getting to work. You should never really be too keen to follow someone who hasn't produced the action consistently that the words are saying that it will do. I mean, why do that? Why follow people who just talk only? There are many great orators out there. There are many people who can talk about building a great marriage, building a great business, building a great body, galvanizing a great team. But do their actions indicate that they can? Do their actions indicate that they've done it? Do their actions indicate that they're actually moving in that direction? One of the ways when your actions start screaming, it starts calling people to you. Hey, come on, join this guy, join this person, join with them because their actions are bringing such success. I want to be a part of that, as opposed to what your words are saying or not saying. Because why is that? Why is that so important? Why do people listen to what you say, and then they're looking for what you're doing, and then they're seeing if you're delivering on what you do? Why does that mean so much? Because it shows consistency. It shows production. It shows success. It shows discipline. It shows focus. It shows definiteness of purpose. Anytime, that's what your actions are screaming. That's what your actions are always communicating out there to the world over. This person produces. This person does what they say they're gonna do. They deliver. They get the job done. Everything they put their head to, everything they put their words to, if they say they're going to do something, you can count it done as much as you can count lightning across the sky. And you are respected if you can deliver like that. You receive accolades if you can learn how to produce like that. If you can learn how to live your life like that. Be very, very careful of giving your word for something. Be very, very careful of speaking without having the uttermost confidence that you can deliver. You are always being watched. You had victories in the past. You had success in the past. Great. People looking at that as a track record that you can deliver right now what you're saying. But make no mistake about it. The past goes out the window in the fire of can you produce now? Can you deliver now? It's what this man says is true. You are judged by a couple of ways of how you're doing that. When people look at your actions or people look at your words. One of the ways people look at your words if you're going to get financing. Okay. Now, what is your actions? What is your action primarily say? What is number one key action that people want to see if you're looking for finances before they see any production? Number one, they want to see, do you have a well-crafted business plan? Do you have a well thought out, critical thinking, critical analysis business plan? Are the projections in line with what you said you can do? Has the market been broken down? Have you identified your target audience? Have you identified your unique competitive advantage? As a matter of fact, Jack Welch, the CEO of GE, he once made a statement that has stood with me to this day. He said, if you don't have a competitive advantage, don't compete. What is your competitive advantage? That's what people are looking when they listen to your words. Your words is that your word says according to your business plan. Okay, he has a good chance of delivering it. Therefore, I will invest in him. But make no mistake about it, they expect you to deliver or exceed what you said you're going to do. Why? Because they are looking for a return. The minimum they're holding you to is delivering on what you said. If you exceed that, great. But the minimum they are holding you to is to achieve what you said. And how are they looking at that? They're looking at growth. They're looking at numbers. In business, a lot of people get this mixed up. The number one component in business is sales, because sales is what brings the revenue in, not the marketing plan, not the CEO coming up with some great vision, or not the warehouse people getting ready to deliver the products, to store the products, not any of that. The key to any great business and in great endeavor is sales. Understand that. So how many of these widgets, these gadgets are you expected to sell? What is the revenue we're going to gross from these things? What are we going to net after all our expenses are paid like that? What do you have to define sales? And how do you plan to not only achieve them, but keep on increasing them? You have to run your life the same way. What can you deliver? What problem can you make go away from people? What things can you deliver to a willing and buying audience, to someone who wants to listen to whether your content on YouTube, or your content through your network marketing business, your traditional business. What are you able to push through? How are you able to getting people to click on the buy button? Take out the credit card. How are you able to get automatic and repeat business? What is your plan for doing that? And you better have a clear division, and you better have men and women who are out there willing to hit the concrete. Or if you're a one-man business, you better be out there, promoting and pushing your projects and getting those cash registers to ring, getting those orders to be closed and stuff. That's really all business is. Business is nothing more than acquiring that customer and getting that customer to pay for your product. And that, ladies and gentlemen, sales scream. Sales are not like, hey, we're expected to get so and so much, and we should be growing in this market. That's fine and dandy. Let me see your sales right now. Let me see if they keep increasing. Let me see what you're accomplishing, what you said you're going to do. Subsequently in life, you want to be a public speaker, a public author. How many units are you moving? How many people are willing to pay for your product? Don't tell me about your words. Don't tell me about that. Show me your growth cycle. Hey, I'm looking at you from last year, and I'm looking at you right now, and there should be a correlation of growth. There should be consistent growth going on and being achieved, and that's only how you're judged. If you say, now let's take it for relationship. If you convince a young lady to be your wife, or lady, you convince a man to be your husband. We want to keep everything equal here, so the world it says so. And you're convincing of what value that you bring. Often I hear this notion of, what do you bring to the table? And that could be a number of things, depending on, first of all, we got to define the table, and second of all, we got to find if it's valuable. Okay, the biggest thing, maybe someone's looking for support. Maybe someone's looking for you to achieve a financial number. Maybe a man is looking for a certain level of femininity or any number of things, a certain level of submission, a certain level of supportiveness, a certain level of faithfulness. Okay, you know what the prize is? Now you got to convince that individual you are the one for the job. And not only are you the one for the job, you are also the only one who is capable of maintaining that job. And not only you are the only one capable of maintaining that job, you are in a constant, perpetual state of improvement and motion. You know, the world does not move on stagnation, but the world moves on money, on movement. Money must circulate. Money must circulate in order to grow. Relationships must advance. You must not allow the tide of boredom or the tide of comfortability to come into your relationship. Least it die. Sometimes comfort can be the death without the burial. I mean, it really, really can. Now, am I saying doing anything crazy? No, not at all. But don't be so predictable. Be one of those people, who is trying to make a continual impact. Maybe you need to improve your appearance. Maybe you need to get in the gym and lose some pounds. You say, Fitzgerald, that's vain. Not really. I mean, if that's been clearly defined on the table, maybe you need to improve your level, increase in your income. Maybe you need to look at some ways of creating residual incomes, or maybe you need to look at some ways where you don't even have to go work a job at all, or you're looking to expand that company where you and your spouse can leave a legacy to for you and the children, or if you elect to have them, or more importantly, you can have your time like you want to do. But no, you paint the picture to him or her, and you say, hey, baby, you marry me, you're gonna live on the clouds, and hey, we're gonna be jet skiing on the Riviera and everything else like that. And maybe she'll get a little starry eyes and things like that. But you better believe she expects you to deliver. She expects you to deliver. Now, how are you showing you're getting to deliver? By actions. Your actions scream, hey, this dude is about it. Or this woman, she is every bit she's what she told me, what she's about. Her actions is about it. No, I mean she's not even saying anything. Actually, I kind of respect the quietness, but I can see there by her actions that are screaming to you, they're screaming to me that hey, she is exactly who she says she wants to be. Constant, continual improvement, improving your life. Don't worry about your words. You said something, you say something. Okay, that should be it. It should be backed up by your actions. Many of us guys have in relationships, we often fail to tell our significant others, hey, I love you. I'm appreciative of you and things like that. But do men really fail with that? No, we don't fail at all. It's just not the language you speak. The language we speak is we get out there and do actions. We get out there and do corresponding actions. Hey, I'm sitting out here taking care of responsibility. I'm sitting out there making sure you have a comfortable life, or making sure you're cared for, you're appreciated, and my actions are showing me that. That's the love language of a man. Love language of a woman, primarily, is you got to tell me all the time, and you got to constantly keep reassuring me. Why? Because a woman is designed and built by what she hears. She moves based on what she hears. A man is designed and built on what he does. He has to produce. That's his thing. Now we have to communicate those differences to each other, and sometimes they have to be constantly communicated in a way that the other understands. But just because someone's not telling you all the time doesn't mean that they don't love you, they don't respect you, and all like that. But if their actions start breaking off, if you start derelicting your duty, or derelicting what you promised you're going to do, now we have a problem. Now we have a big problem. And that's from the perspective of a man. And I'm pretty good at it. I've been one for almost for 6 decades. But those things can get in the way if they're not properly communicated. You need to have these times, and you need to be flexible, and you need to be flexible in your life, and your methods can change how you achieve something, but the goal should never change. Stop talking. Stop running your mouth, man. Stop talking so much that people are actually turned off by you because you're known as just a big mouth. You sit up there and make all these grandiose promises, but you don't deliver on a single one. You are causing yourself to lose respect. Respect in the courtyards of heaven, and definitely respect on the footstool of earth. You are causing people to look at you like, wow, this person is inconsistent. I think in the Bible, in the book of James, it says faith without works is dead. faith without works. What is work? Actions. What can be faith? You say something. You speak something. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this. We're going to achieve this. Those are great. Sometimes people can call them affirmations, but let me define affirmation to you. Affirmation is saying something till it gets in your spirit, and then doing something to back up what you said. Actions are much more important to me than people's words. I'm looking at your actions. I'm listening to your words, but I'm really hearing your actions. What you do, how you grind, how are you consistent with it? Are you consistent with building? Are you consistent with hustling? Are you consistent with overcoming adversity, or do you just or you just pick something up and put it down? Pick something up and put it down. Think about it a little bit. Forget about it a little bit, then go ahead and start over. When you feel like it. But sir, you're not going to achieve anything in life. You're not going to look at anything, and you would be looked as a weak man. I often hear these things on different channels. I listen to it in even different comments. People talk about a high value man, and a high value man, for most of the part, the world gets it. Well, he has to be 6 feet. Okay, that eliminates me. I'm 5'7". He has to have six figures. Okay, I'm not at that level yet. He has to have a six pack, or he has to have all these criteria, or she has to be fit, fine, and cute and all that kind of stuff. Or she has to be feminine. She has to be doing things like that. But they forget what is the person's actions saying. What are their actions communicating? Are their actions communicating, hey, I'm willing to improve? Not necessarily for someone else, but for me first. For me first. I'm willing to make me happy first. I'm willing to get out there and correspond to actions that are going to benefit me first. And then and only then can I even think about adding on that to benefit someone else. Now, I mean, what are you doing? You can possibly dismiss a high value man simply because he has met this grandiose standard that you have. A high value man. He has a dream of owning a business, and it's small right now. And he wants to build a trucking company. He's just starting out right now with a little box truck, but he has a corresponding dream, and he's getting up there early in the morning, and he's hustling. He's getting out there grinding and getting those accounts. And then now he's parlayed that to 1 truck, 2 trucks. Okay, now he's parlayed that at 3 trucks, 4 trucks. Now he has a driver, and lo and behold, he's able to do much more, deliver more products. Now we're seeing his income going up. Now he's looking to expand into a warehouse. Now he's picking up more accounts. He's constantly keep grinding and grinding and grinding. Now give or take 5 years down the road, he's a millionaire because of his hustle. Let me ask you something. Is he a high value man in 5 years, or were you dealing with a high value man in the first place? You was dealing with a high value man right then in the first place. That man had a vision. That man had a hustle. That man had a grind, and that man was out there getting after it. You was dealing with a high value man in the first place. Now, if you dismiss that, you're going to lose it, because you're going to think you're just going to wait at the finish line and just pick him up, when he's a millionaire. He probably is not even looking at you, or he's going to hold you to such an incredible standard that, hey, you better be a millionaire yourself. No, you didn't start out here with the grind with me, especially if you start out and you dropped him for some erroneous reasons, because after all, his action wasn't bringing enough fruit forth and stuff. And the same thing, gentlemen, with ladies. She's sitting out there. She's not at the ideal weight that you want her to be at the moment right now, but she's grinding. She's hitting that gym. She's watching her diet. She's doing what she needs to do. She has a positive outlook, a positive mindset. Her actions are showing it, but so later on, she's looking like a Naomi Campbell or just a beautiful, gorgeous woman down the road. Okay, but you couldn't wait. Now you want to go up there and holler at her and stuff where you're out of her league right now, because simply you didn't believe that when she first started. Ladies and gentlemen, the actions are all that matters. Your actions are all that matters. Don't be so quick to despise small beginnings. Don't be so quick to dismiss people who are not at the level that you think they should be at the moment. Especially, but look at what especially if they're grinding, if they're working, if their actions are screaming, I'm a winner. If their action is screaming, I'm a producer. If they're delivering on what they say, no matter how small, if they constantly deliver, and then they set another goal and they're delivering on that and delivering on that, you already dealing with a high value man and high value woman. You just too stupid to recognize them, or you just dismiss them because you don't see the ready-made products. Many of people have thrown away great relationships and great destinies by doing that. Many people have got a great business idea and they started out grinding and hustling, but saw all of a sudden life happens and they let their foot off the pedal and they just stop grinding. They stop being hungry and the complacency gave into doubt and they gave up. Meanwhile, someone else took that very same idea and stuck with it, and they're running in your destiny that you simply didn't have the courage or the discipline or the fortitude to keep pursuing. No, it's very, very important. Stop talking so much. Stop talking. Where I come from, the little small country town in Alabama, we were taught to don't concern yourself during a fight. Don't concern yourself about the man who always talking, telling you what he's going to do and how he's going to body slam you and how he's going to make you wish you never was born or alive. Don't worry about him. He's just talk for the most part. He has to do that to psych himself up, or he has to do that to get the accolades of the crowd. The one you should fear, and I do mean fear, the one you should be feared, and when you're making all those silly boasts and all those things, is the man who is not saying anything. He's not saying anything. He's not emotional. He's not moved. Meanwhile, he's going to think how he's going to take your head off. That's what he's thinking. While you're sitting up there running your mouth and stuff, he's already telegraphing. He already see you on the mat. He's already observed the rock on the right side of it. He's going to use a slash up against your temple. Yeah, that's the one you should fear. The people who don't talk, they just do. Their actions speak. Their actions define who they are. Be a man or woman, be a man of very, very few words. Very few words. Ladies, don't be really drawn to a man who talks so much. Gentlemen, don't be drawn to a woman who runs her mouth all the time, who's all loud and boisterous. That don't mean anything. Look at the actions, because actions define character. Action shows character. Action shows what a person really is, not words. Not words. And some people in the infancy stage, they don't understand that. Some people can really, really be mesmerized and hypnotized by words. Ladies, you have to be careful about this, because you're moved by words more so than men. Men, we move by action. We watch what you do. Hell, we don't really care what you're saying much. It's like as far as that, most of us who especially grow to a level of maturity, we're looking for what you do. Ladies, you ought to take that page out of man's book and stop being moved by some words that some guy is painting the picture for. Oh, it's okay. But when he speaks, let his actions back up. And the moment his actions start becoming inconsistent with what his words said, he is not the man he pretends to be. I just gave you a great thing to save you from a lot of heartaches right there. Now, actions are always going to reveal just who and what you really are. Many people put on faces. Many people put on makeup. Many people put on illusions, and they talk the good game, and they want you to think there's someone that they're not. But your actions are always going to define you. They're always going to define you. And wise men and women, they look at those actions. They follow those actions. Now, I'm not saying it's a time that you can stumble or maybe have a setback, an emotional setback, a physical setback. Yeah, that's possible. But a man or woman who is about actions, a man or woman who's about producing, they're going to get back up and fight. Their actions are going to still get up and try to achieve something, even if they got to crawl. Even they got to crawl, even they got to slowly walk, and then they're going to be back to running speed and take over speed. It's just that simple. Never be mesmerized by a person's words. I don't care what title they hold. Never be fooled by that. Always judge a person by what they do, by their actions, by what it says and what it speaks. I used to tell my ex when we were driving, or we'd go on different trips we used to take, and sometimes sometimes when she was driving, I would often tell her, don't worry about don't worry about the turn signal. Don't look at that. Always look at the directions of the tires, because where the directions of the tires are going, that's where the vehicle is going. That's how you know. And so don't worry about what someone is saying. Don't worry about someone that's talking a good game. Always look at the directions of their actions, because where the direction of their action is going, that's where their life is going. And if you hitch up to them, that's where your life is going to go. If you like what they're doing, you may want to hitch up to them. If you don't, you definitely disengage. Time is too precious to waste. Hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Please hit that like, share, subscribe button, and that notification button. I'm so grateful for the subscribers and the people who follow me. I got to see some friends on here, Two Visions and Ruby. These are people who support me, and man, I'm so grateful for you guys. You guys were some of the earliest subscribers, yet you still stick in and follow me. And hey, I appreciate you so much. But understand, ladies and gentlemen, let your words be few, and let your action scream. So God bless you all. This is FitzgeraldStephens of Find Ways to Win. Thank you for stopping by.